In the deep, whispering woods of Eldoria, where the sun struggled to pierce through the dense canopy, lived a druid named Korshund. He was a guardian of nature, his bond with the earth deeper than roots. The creatures of the forest, deer, foxes, and even the occasional badger, knew him well, seeing in him not just a protector, but a friend. His most precious treasure, however, was his beloved wife, Elara, whose laughter hung in the air like the sweetest song of morning birds. But shadows loomed over the forest. Whispers of a dark cult, led by the malevolent warlock Sarunya, had reached Korshund's ears. The warlock's power was known far and wide, involving twisted magic and the sacrificial offerings of innocence. They believed that blood magic was the key to awakening the ancient spirits of the soul-bound forest. With growing dread, Korshund discovered that Elara had been taken by the cult, destined to be the next sacrifice in a ritual that would give Sarunya dominion over the very earth they cherished. Fueled by love and desperation, Korshund took to the forest with purpose, calling upon the elemental powers of the earth. Vines entwined around his arms and bark melded into his skin, his connection with nature granting him speed and strength. The sounds of the forest guided him, whispers from the wind revealing clues to the cult's hidden sanctuary. As dusk fell, the air grew thick with tension. Korshund tracked the opulent firelight that danced between the trees, leading him to a clearing steeped in foreboding. There, twisting shattered branches surrounded an altar, crafted from stone and darkened by age. It was upon this cruel pedestal that his wife was tied, her eyes wide with fear yet defiant. Sarunya, adorned in robes of midnight and shadows, stood before the altar. Her hair flowed like dark silk, framing a face that flickered with sinister beauty. Her eyes, deep pools of night, spoke of profound knowledge and ancient malevolence. "You come too late, druid," she spoke, her voice echoing the taunting laughter of the beasts. "All your kind are mere preserves of the forest, yet I shall consume your essence and bring forth the awakening." Korshund felt the world behind him fade to silence. The forest held its breath, and he could feel the trunks of the trees shivering, urging him to act. "Release her, Sarunya," he called out, his voice steady despite the cacophony of dread swirling within him. "This will not end as you wish." Sarunya chuckled softly, a sound more chilling than warm sunlight. "Do you truly think your cries can save her? The power I wield will consume you both." With a flick of her wrist, the air shimmered, constricting the space around him as tendrils of dark energy surged forth. Korshund felt the pull of the earth beneath his feet, trusting in the very essence of life that flowed through him. In a sweeping motion, he called upon the roots of the lurking trees, and they responded, breaking the earth's surface around him. Vines and branches shifted, forming a protective barrier against Sarunya's magic. A battle of wills erupted. Dark curses clashed against the steadfast spirit of the forest. Korshund summoned the guardians of the woodland, a fierce horde of animal spirits and nature's strength. They surged around him, a tidal wave of verdant energy against the encroaching shadows. Confrontation erupted like thunderclaps and the ground trembled beneath their fury. "Your reign of terror ends today, warlock," Herzog cried, channeling the sheer determination of his kin. He felt the earth tremor beneath him, echoing the rage of his ancestors as they joined their strength with his. Sarunya met him with defiance, rallying her own dark forces. The fight became a whirlwind of light and shadow, bending reality around them. With every incantation she uttered, Korshund countered with the rhythms of nature, invoking the spirits of wolves, bears, and the elusive deer that glided through the chaos. But the warlock was cunning, and just as it seemed the tide would turn, Sarunya released a devastating surge of darkness, intent on tearing him down. In that moment, she laughed, a hollow sound that resonated through the clearing. "You think you can protect her? You are no match for me." Desperation clawed at Korshund's heart as he saw Elara's face pale in fear. The primal connection he held with her surged unexpectedly, flooding him with clarity. Their love was the very essence of the forest, and it became a source of untapped power. In a moment of clarity, he reached out with his soul, imbuing his love into the earth itself. "Hear me, ancient spirits. Protect the heart that beats within the forest. I stand not alone. With one final push, he summoned the will of every creature, every mysterious whisper of the woods to act as one. The very trees seemed to stretch, growing taller, their branches forming a canopy of resolve around Elara. The ground shook beneath Sarunia as roots entwined and captured her, feeding off her dark magic. The earth, recognizing the bond forged through love, swelled beneath Sarunia, swallowing her in an embrace of nature's wrath. No, she shrieked, but it was too late. She was engulfed by the vines and pulled down, her own darkness consuming her as the very earth rejected her. With the cult's power shattered and the darkness receding, Korshund rushed to Elara, heart racing. He cut through the bindings with a touch both gentle and fierce. Your sacrifice shall be the end of this nightmare, he whispered, pulling her into an embrace. Elara, having watched the events unfold with muted strength, clung to him, tears of relief marking her cheeks. You came for me, she murmured against his shoulder. I was afraid I would lose you, lose us. Korshund looked into her eyes, an emerald glint igniting the shadows that had once clouded them. Love is a bond stronger than any magic, stronger than any darkness, he replied, feeling the truth of his claim vibrate in the forest around them. In the heart of Eldoria, as dawn broke upon the horizon, illuminating the trails of wind and whispering of leaves, Korshund and Elara emerged hand in hand, a testament to their resilience and the forest's undying spirit. As the shadows receded, the breath of new life surged forth, not just for them but for the entire realm they cherished. And in that moment, they knew, the heart of the forest beat anew, stronger than ever.